Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Shemi Shai, by Shemi Kakodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who worthily calls God. And his name in Hebrew means he exists. And Yahweh Shai's name is the only begotten Son, who the worthily calls Jesus Christ. And his name in Hebrew means he delivers. By Shemesh in the name, the Kakodash is the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders who came in the stone of well. Peace and blessings unto the shocking that's pushed forward in the truth. Throughout the four corners of the earth, I want you to shalom to your brothers and keep pushing. And a double shalom unto the Israelites that look like the other nations and the Shagwatim. I want you to shalom to your brothers and sisters as well. My name is Dwight from G. Miller Silence in St. Louis camp. And I'll come back at it with another video. And this video just ran across this photo. Alright. And it says DYK, did you know this how snakes would look like if they were not cursed by God in the Garden of Eden? Okay. And yeah, I saw this on social media. And I just laughed because it's clearly a misunderstanding of the scriptures. And this is what these Christians actually believe, because they try to convince themselves that they had a truth, but really they don't. Okay, they just got fairy tales and idol worship and paganism all rolled into one religion. It's basically like a fraudulent religion, like a knockoff. Okay, and this is why you got the men of the Lord out here to guide you and to break down these strongholds. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the scriptures. Your Lord must be edifying. So I'm going to go ahead and click off that, or minimize it, and start at Genesis, the 3rd chapter. So this is Genesis 3:1, and it reads, Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the garden, so like the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh said, Ye should not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Okay, and first off, this wasn't an actual snake. This is a man. So this is a metaphor, describing a race of people, which we know that the serpent is who Esau, Edom. That was in another life, because you had man that was categorized in 3 categories before the flood. So the sons of the wicked, the sons of man, and the sons of God. The sons of the wicked are your Edomites. Okay, the devil, according to the Bible. The sons of man are you other nations. The sons of God are the Israelites. Okay, and yeah, this wasn't an actual fruit either. Because if you got parts in your doctrine wrong, hey, the whole doctrine is wrong. That's why we are here at Great Millstone say we have 100% truth. Okay, because in order to be saved, you're gonna have to have 100% truth. All right, because if you don't have 100% truth, then you got leaven in your doctrine, and the Lord, He not gonna accept that leaven. All right, and yeah, that's why we say like other Israelite camps, the electors in other Israelite camps, and guess what? They're gonna repent. All right, and come into the truth. Well, let's keep going. It says, And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh does know that in that day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Right? So you should be as gods, knowing good and evil. Okay? Which that fruit that the serpent was talking about was philosophy. Okay? Is feminism and the LGBT community, because most of you Israelite women, you go both ways now. Okay, and we done heard you women say things like, "Oh yeah, a woman can perform oral sex better than a man can," So yeah, all these other different philosophies that's totally against the scriptures. Okay, and y'all all living in y'all kingdom now. So let's keep going, and I'm gonna further elaborate. It says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the tree thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord power walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden, which is Salaki, which is the other nations. Okay, and I know these Christians is because believe it or not, these Christians are watching. Okay, because you got a lot of truth out there, and like the Hebrew Israelite things is basically worldwide now. So these Christians are watching, trying to watch and combat the doctrine in which y'all never went into these things before the Israelites went into it. And all of a sudden you the damn expert now. Step aside, let me show you how it's done, type attitude. And you never did it a day in your life. You never even knew it. All right. It says, verse 9, the Lord called unto Adam and said, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord power said unto the woman, what is this thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly thou shalt go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Right. So unto the serpent, which is basically Esau Edom, being in the lower state. All right, because Esau Edom is the weakest nation on the planet. He has no morals. He didn't even have a culture. All right, he didn't even have a language. He had nothing. All right, so he was totally rejected by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, because a serpent already crawls on his belly. But this goes back to the photo earlier that they actually had legs. And no, don't get me wrong, you do have certain animals like reptiles that have legs. So let's look at some of these reptiles. So reptiles. So yeah, that's a iguana. So yeah, that's a Komodo dragon. I mean, if that's the case, the Most High just made different animals with legs, and the serpent, he just made them with no legs. Okay, and like a fish, you might say, oh well, that's a curse not to have legs. Well, what about fish? Snakes be in water too. Because the Most High intended that from the beginning. All right. And it's nothing wrong. The Lord can make a animal not have legs. The Lord made an animal talk, but that's not what that's talking about. The animals have always been and they always will be. Okay, they don't change, because the nature of something is just what it is. It says, verse 15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Right. And that's talking about, because even in that, a lot of people get that misconstrued, because women don't have seed. All right. That's talking about the nation of Israel and the nation of Edom not getting along. Okay. So let's prove some of these facts. So let's go over to Revelation. And 20, Revelation 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven having a key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, all right, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So that's talking about who? Esau. Because Esau, Edom, is the devil, according to the Bible, because the word devil means deceiver. Let's look up that word. I might have to pull it up in like in the blue letter. So a devil.
Devil.
Right, so wrench, unfortunate creature, soul, person, fellow, thing, a beggar, a bastard. It says a person with specified characteristics, a lucky devil. All right. It says in Christian and Jewish belief, the chief evil spirit, Satan. All right, which is that's not accurate. So let's go to the blue letter. Diablos.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
So yeah, prone to slander, slanderers, accusing falsely. So a calumniator, false accuser, slanderer. It says a metaphor applied to a man who is, by opposing the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or side with him, right? So, and who is that? That's Esau, because the spiritual demon, Satan's people, his people is who? Esau. Okay. And yeah, because Yahweh Shemel Shah's people are the Israelites. Yeah. So yeah, and bound them 1,000 years, which that's going into the dark ages when Esau Edom was under the Israelites' foot, the Moors' foot, during the time of the Byzantine Empire. You know, like when Constantine started ruling. Okay, it's about the 1400s. Okay, because that's when they came back into power. Okay, and they've been in power ever since. Ever since they put their foot up our asses, you know, we've been under them and having to listen to them and all that. Because, you know, this whole life is basically like a struggle between Jacob and Esau. Okay? So let's go to Ezekiel. So let's prove that Adam and Eve wasn't the only two people on earth. Okay? So let's go to Ezekiel 31. Let's start at 1. And it came to pass in the 11th year in the 3rd month, in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, and to his multitude, whom art thou like in thy greatness? Behold, the Assyrian was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches, and with a shadow and shroud, and with a high stature, and his top was among the thick boughs. The waters made him great. The deep set him on high with their rivers running round about his plants, and sent out her little rivers unto all the trees of the garden. Right, so it's talking about the four gardens. I mean, not the four gardens, the four rivers. I believe it's the Pison and Gihon, the Hiddekel, and the Euphrates. Okay, it says, therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long because of the multitude of waters when he shot forth. All the fowls of heaven made their nests in his boughs. Under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young. Under his shadow dwelt all great nations. Right, and it's talking about Adam. Thus was he fair in his greatness, and the length of his branches, for his root was by great waters. The cedars in the garden of God could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden was like unto him in his beauty. All right. Verse 9, I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches. Right, talking about his nation, you know, because this goes into what the family tree, right? So you got the seed, and you got the tree coming up, and the branches, you know, which is the other nation, not the other nations, which is different parts of your family, you know, different tribes. All right. It says, read it again. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden envied him. Right. So so all the trees of the garden envied him, and who was one of those trees that envied him? The serpent. Okay, because when it said that they hid that they hid amongst the garden, all right, well, they hid amongst the trees of the garden, they was basically doing what the other nations did. Okay, and you know, Jake is doing that nowadays. You know, Jake putting tattoos on his body, you know, lining up his beard, shaving his head bald, getting dreadlocks, being sodomites. Okay, feminism, idol worship. Okay, they just celebrated what, Easter? Okay, which goes back into like an ancient Mesopotamian god, you know, which, you know, it's just pretty much the same guy, just in different forms. You know, Ishtar, Ashtoreth, you know, it's all the same shit, just different names. Okay. Okay. So I got another precept. St. John 8:44. And now, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahweh said unto them, if you were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of Yahweh. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then they said unto him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Yahweh, right? That's pretty much what all our people say. Yeah, we believe in God. We believe in the Bible. You know, but when it actually comes down to their actions, they don't do the deeds of the Heavenly Father. All right, they don't keep the laws and commandments to the best of their ability. They do whatever Esau Edom, the serpent, which he's being revealed of who he is in this time. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 42. Yahweh shall say unto them, if you were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from Yahweh. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? even because ye cannot hear my word. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your fathers ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, right? And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Right? So yeah, you are your father the devil. So who is that? Esau Edom. And guess what? He come in different forms and fashions. Okay? He came as a serpent. He came as Cain. He came as Esau. Was that's his current reincarnation. But hey, this is what? This is his last reincarnation. Because we coming into a time where Esau Edom is about to get ready and go down. And after that 1,000 year period is over, it ain't gonna be no more damn Edomites on the planet. And call Lord like how about Shemi Shai? Because man, this world is going to shit because of you Edomites, man. Just you pretty much ruined paradise. Okay? So let's go back to Genesis. So this is Genesis 4:1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord, and Abel he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Right, so he was mad, he was pissed off. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Right. And yeah, says your sin lieth at the door. Okay. And like it said before, and he abode not in the truth, because he didn't learn his lesson. He didn't take the correction. Let's keep going. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and then came the pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is thy brother? Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? Thy voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. Right. So he slew his brother, and his family, they already knew the type of wicked ass nigga that he was. All right, and the same spirit that was in Cain is the same spirit that's in these Edomites today. They got the same killing spirit. Okay. The day is at hand when I will slay my brother Jacob. They still saying they doing it. Okay. Jake getting shot on the street, and you had Jake. He was a musician. He knocked on the wrong door, came out and got shot twice, and in a damn coma now. Okay. So yeah, I mean, look at these people, man. They got the same murderous spirit. So it's just best if you just stay away from these bastards, man. Because they want to kill you. They don't like you. They hate you. Like they very very envious of your spirit. And it's because the Lord, especially if you're a man of the Lord is dealing with you. Okay. So Khan. I think it's I don't want that yet. I'm gonna go to Baruch first. I think it's 3. So this is Baruch 3:26. Said there were the giants famous from the beginning that were of so great stature and so expert in war. Right. So yeah, they was tall. They had like the amazing bodies. They had the LeBron James body. Okay. Um, the Usain Bolt speed. Shit, probably was way faster than them because man was way bigger back then. Okay, they had all that. It says, and so expert in war, those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness. Right, and it goes into like the giants, which were the sons of God. Okay, so like the only people that's gonna make it and this go around is gonna be the elect. Okay, so yeah, so all these other jigs that's not in the truth. It don't matter about your damn jump shot or your right hook, or yeah, you got some fantastic judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills. You kickbox, whatever, man, or you got perfect bone structure. Get jig into modeling and all that. All right. Um, that's not gonna matter. Okay, the only thing that's gonna matter is if Yahweh Shemi Shah is cool with you, because it's nothing for Yahweh Shemi Shah to give you um, talent. Okay, it's nothing for the Lord to give you the ability to jump or run or sing. Okay, man, that's a small thing, but I'm just showing you that like one of the categories of of a man. Okay, because a lot of people think that giants walk the earth. Like yeah, like men were way bigger back then because you got the 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 Hamites. There's some real big people. They classified as giants, but I mean, I'm not talking about a fee fa fo fum Jack and the Beanstalk giant. Like no man, like you like the size of his damn big toe or some shit. No, all right, that's not true. All right. Okay. I'm ending off with this, Lord willing. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit nor by word, nor by letter, as far from us, so like you, as the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for the day should not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh stood in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh, right? And so let's go ahead and prove that sitting in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. All you got to do is just type in Jesus, boom. And this is why we say that the name is important, because the name Jesus, one, is a made-up name, and two, that this image is pushed on us when you have Jesus. Okay, when you say Jesus, and you can say God, right? So God, so God, boom, of course. So the white image, white image, white image, white image. And this is why we say Yahweh. All right, because Yahweh doesn't look like this, because the scriptures is very distinct about his appearance. Okay, they say he had hair like wool, a white garment. Okay. Uh, red eyes. Shit, his son and him got red eyes. Okay. It says, "Remember ye not," verse 5, "that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and how you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of the iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his comings." Right. So the Lord, he got his prophets out there on the highways and the byways to teach and show you and tell you these things before they come to pass, and like who all these other nations are. Like first and foremost, if you're an Israelite, so who you are, because that matters, you know. And then who the devil is, the enemy, Esau, and who you other nations are. Because Israel, we don't have no friends outside of ourselves. You know, we had the only true living power, and that's really all that matters. Because fuck these other nations, man. They don't give a damn about us, man. They only care about themselves. Okay? It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right? So yeah. So these these miracles that he's about to perform with this RFID technology. Okay? And you know, we in that time now where he's about to get ready and come down. All right, because we already know who the hell he is. Okay? We know where he come from. We know his origins. We know where he's going, and we know what's going to happen to him. All right. So back in Revelation 20 and 9, "And they went up unto the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from Yahweh out of heaven and devoured them." Right? Because it's talking about you other nations, because you other nations are about to get burnt with nuclear fire. "And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast," all right, this beast system, right, the false prophet in all forms and fashions, you Israelite false prophet as well, "and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever," which is a metaphor in itself. It's just gonna feel like forever. Okay, so yeah, all you false prophets and the devil, you Edomites, you're gonna be cast into the lake of fire. Thus said the Holy Bible. It's another one. So like yeah. So yeah, Revelation 12 and 7. "There was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." Right. So this so you got the archangel Michael, and you have Esau, which he basically put himself up as if he's an angel, like he's holy and he's righteous and he has the way to go. No. So verse 8, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven." Right? "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Right. So yeah, so all those fighter jets, they're gonna get blown the hell up. Okay. Um, those Navy vessels, those satellites, all they gonna get shot out of the sky. You know, boom, boom, boom. Lasers gonna zap that shit out of the sky, zap the buildings, and then the missiles gonna come and devour everybody up. It's not a part that elect. Okay, and all that crap that fall out of the sky, or if it don't just disintegrate like that, guess who gonna clean it up? You are. All right, you're gonna get all that metal, all that metal out of the ocean, and you know, all that plastic and trash. You're gonna do all that, man. You're gonna get all that, all the oil and pollution, like from these train derailments, you know, releasing these hazardous chemicals into the damn ocean, all right, and into the water supply system. Okay, so kind. Yep. So Kanye, the Lord about to destroy this place, man. And Kola, Halam, how much you I'm gonna end it off with that. I want to say shalom on to the next one.